Hello, everyone. Welcome to my podcast, Keep It Together by Aarti Bajaj. I'm a life and a yoga coach. And if you have any dilemmas you'd like me to guide you through, please DM us on Instagram, keepittogether.kids, or email us on info@kidshop.me. Today, I would like to welcome you to a new chapter of our podcast series, Glimpses. In these series, we would be welcoming different people who would share their unique and life changing experiences, which will inspire you and provide you solutions to problems that you may face or are currently facing in your life. So, today we have with us Saarthak, a young boy from India who would like to share his story with us. Hi, Saarthak. Welcome to the KIT podcast.
Hi Aarti, how are you?
Very well. And you? How's it going?
Everything is hunky-dory.
Wonderful. So, Sarthak, please give us a glimpse into your story of how did you manage to keep it together?
So before I begin with my story, I would like to give a brief about myself to our listeners.
Right.
So I was an ace karate player. I have practiced martial arts for 15 years and I have taught for 8 years. I have played state, national, and various international championships.
Wow.
And I was also awarded scholarships by my school, by my university, and by the state and central government of India.
That's amazing.
But in 2014, I met with an accident and I broke my shoulder.
Oh my God. Okay.
So when I went to an orthopedic, he told me that they'll have to operate my shoulder. And I was immediately taken aback. I became so scared and I asked them, do they mean that my career as a sports person is over? So to that, the surgeon, he asked me back, do you really think that you have a career left?
Oh my God. Okay.
My heart was broken into pieces right after I heard those words. It was as if the earth under me moved, and I was absolutely shocked to hear that. Because from being on the top of your game, you hear that you can't play anymore. And martial arts to me was like breathing. Like if you stop breathing, you die. And similarly, I couldn't imagine my life without practicing martial arts.
Right.
So I was broken down mentally and emotionally.
Not even imagine, what you've been through. But then, if you could just take us through your darkest times, that followed after this devastating news from your surgeon. How did you manage to cope, Sarthak?
Like I told you, that this was the most heartbreaking news that I received in my life, that I couldn't play anymore. And it was not just martial arts. I couldn't play any sport anymore because I had hurt my right shoulder and my right hand was my dominant hand. So any activity that involved overhead movements, a slight jerk to the shoulder would dislocate it. So I couldn't play badminton, I couldn't play tennis, I couldn't play any sport that involved hand movements, and I couldn't even go on any adventure trips or do any adventure sports because of that reason.
Right.
And that is the time when I saw myself as a handicapped person because I couldn't do what other kids were doing. I even stopped going to my place of practice, my club, because I became really jealous of other students because they could do what I couldn't do. And that is the time when I had hit depression and I got into substance abuse. And I locked myself in a room and I didn't want to talk to anybody. I had cut ties with everyone. I was frustrated all the time. I was angry all the time because I just saw myself, not being able to do things like what other people could normally do. But one interesting thing happened one day that I was intoxicated and I wrote something down.
Right.
And the next day, a thought struck me and I showed that writing to my English professor at college and she appreciated it. And that was a time when she introduced me to creative writing and she introduced me to the creative side to myself.
It's amazing.
And by God's grace, today I have done really well in the creative industry. I work as a digital head in a promising company. I have worked on brand artworks and advertising campaigns for many brands.
Wow. So you found your success story.
Yes, I believe so. And
Right.
And also, I would like to add to this experience is that when I was introduced to the creative side to myself, I found a new focus in life, and
Right.
slowly I started drifting away from the all-time angry me and the all-time frustrated me. So one day, I just thought to myself that I don't want to be sad anymore. I'm just done being sad. I'm done crying. I'm done being frustrated. And I want
Right.
to move on and start a new chapter to my life.
Right.
So I thought to myself that, life gives you plenty of reasons. There will be reasons to be happy and there will be reasons to be sad. So it really depends which reasons you choose and what
Right.
emotions you choose to feel.
Absolutely, Sarthak. That's wonderful, really. So, however, I would love to, hear, and I'm sure our listeners would also love to know that what advice would you have for them, especially for those who are undergoing a rough patch in their lives?
Right. So we often face situations in life wherein, the plans that we have for ourselves, they stop working, and we really feel that things are not going according to ourselves. So for this, I have my own version of saying that when life closes a door for you, go hunt for other doors. Don't just sit around and wait for the doors to open themselves. That's not going to happen. You need to play your part. You need to do your bit. And I'm sure that you will eventually hit a right door. I take life as you're on a journey. You'll face traffic, and sometimes your path may be filled with potholes. But there will be times when you'll find a clean highway and to cruise on.
Right.
So just tread carefully and be happy. Just enjoy the scenery till you meet your final destination.
Right.
So, like I mentioned earlier, you will always have reasons to be sad and you'll always have reasons to be happy. It really depends what do you eventually choose.
Couldn't agree more, Sarthak. And honestly, this is so powerful. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I'm sure our listeners would have derived the much needed motivation to face the adversities in life. Have a great day, you all. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, this is Aarti Bajaj reminding you to keep it together.